horrible topic, but something that you actually really need to address. I say actually a lot. Hi, Rachel here, and today we're going to be learning about fleas. It's a horrible topic, but something that we need to address because here in Florida we seem to have flea season all year round. But right now it seems to be a little bit worse, so I wanted to make sure that I was covering what customers are asking about. A female flea can lay 50 eggs per day and up to 600 eggs in a lifetime. 4 cycles of the fleas. You have the adult, the egg, the larva, and the pupa stage. Most of your IGRs, which stands for insect growth regulator, those are going to kill your adult, your eggs, and your larva. However, unfortunately, the pupa is like a hard shell and it's impermeable to most pesticides. So once you treat your 3 stages, you're going to need to retreat in about 2 weeks once those pupa start to hatch. You also want to make sure that you're doing a 3-stepped approach. So think of a tripod. If one of those tripod legs was missing, you wouldn't have a very effective tripod. You need to make sure you treat your pet, you treat the pet's environment, and you treat outside. If you don't treat one of those things, you're going to be spinning your wheels and it's going to be a never-ending battle with fleas because you're never going to get all of them. You're going to be continuing to bring them in from outside, or because fleas are only on the pet about 10% of the time just to feed, they're living in the environment. So if you don't treat the environment, they're just going to go back on the pet. If you're just treating your pet, then you still have all the environment issues. So make sure that you're doing your 3-stepped approach. So we have lots of options to be able to treat your pet. If we're talking about treating the pet themselves, we have flea and tick shampoos, we have flea collars, we have topicals, and we also have some tinctures that are an internal product that helps keep the skin and the pet not tasty, let's say, so it prevents the flea from actually getting on them. The next thing you want to do is treat your house. Now, when I talk about treating the house, there are a couple of different options. You can do a standard fogger approach. We have some premise sprays. We have some aerosols, things like that. You want to make sure that you get all nooks and crannies, any dark spots, and definitely anything that has a fiber. So area rugs, carpeting, bed skirts if you have bed skirts. If you have curtains that go down to the ground, make sure that you're spraying at least a foot up. My recommendation to do that is if you were to treat today, treat again in about 7 to 10 days. The reason why you want to do that is if you're using a product with the IGR, which is the insect growth regulator, you're going to be treating the adult, the egg, and the larva. You're not going to be able to kill the pupa stage of the flea. So in about 7 to 10 days, you're going to want to spray again to make sure that you're catching some of those pupa that just hatched. And your third approach is to make sure you treat outside. We have some yard sprays that work like a Miracle Grow where you hook it up to a hose and it dilutes it for you. You want to make sure that you spray the most common areas that your pet goes out on. I know it's going to be difficult to be able to do everything in the yard, especially with those of you who have very big pieces of property, but make sure that you're getting like from the mailbox to the front door, that kind of area where you even might be picking up hitchhikers when you go out to get the mail and bring them back in the house. All right, that about covers it. If you have any more questions about the flea cycle or taking care of your pet during the summertime, we'd be happy to answer any of your questions. Feel free to either go to parish@leoandluckies.com and shoot me an email, or come on in and talk to one of our pet counselors. Thank you very much and have a great summer.